Hello everyone, how are you all today? Welcome to Focus Prep Daily Current Affairs session. Today we will discuss the 11th November current affairs along with the static GK, right? I will explain all the concepts that you need to know from the news. All the important news will be discussed here, okay? Now this is the PDF of today's current affairs. This you can download from our Telegram channel Focus Prep Current Affairs. Okay, the link is given in the comment section. Just check the comment section once, click on the link and join the Telegram channel to get this PDF. Also there in the Telegram channel, you will get the weekly current affairs, the weekly current affairs of last week. You will get the PDF there. You will also get MCQ mock test series of all the important current affairs from last week. Okay, we have uploaded this in our Telegram channel. So please join the channel to get all these PDFs. Okay, so that you can revise from there. Okay. Also, I have already uploaded the solution of last week's most important MCQs, both current affairs and static GK. So you can go through that video as well. Okay, so that way your revision will be completed. Now let's start with today's most important current affairs. See the first news. The first news is regarding the joint military exercise of Australia and India. It's called AUSTRAHIND. Okay, so this AUSTRAHIND military exercise, this took place between India and Australia regarding what? Regarding semi-urban operations. Okay, where did this take place? This took place in Pune in Maharashtra. Okay, so this is a joint military exercise. Okay, various joint exercises are conducted between India and various other countries, right? So AUSTRAHIND, this is the joint military exercise between Australia and India. Okay. Now, why did this take place? To enhance interoperability for the operations in semi-urban and semi-desert terrain. Okay, so in this desert kind of terrain, to increase the capability, operability between these two countries, the military of these two countries, this exercise, a training exercise, this took place. Okay. Now let's talk about some other India-Australia defense exercises that take place. Okay. Now this Aussie Index, okay, Aussie Index, this is a bilateral maritime exercise. Maritime means what? The exercise between the navies of two countries, right? So the Australian Navy and the Indian Navy, they conduct this Aussie Index, bilateral exercise. And when you see exercise pitch black in your current affairs, you will know that this is the multinational air exercise. Okay, so it is between the Air Force of Australia and India. That is exercise pitch black. Now, exercise Malabar, when you see this one in news, exercise Malabar, it is a multilateral naval exercise, okay, that involves not only India and Australia, but also other countries, Japan, United States as well, okay. So, these four countries, when they together conduct this naval exercise, it is exercise Malabar. And the, naval exercise between India and Australia, that is AUSINDEX, okay, clear? Now, let's see the next current affairs. Uttarakhand Foundation Day celebrating 24 years of statehood. So Uttarakhand celebrated their foundation day on November 9th. Okay, it is called the Uttarakhand Divas. Okay, on this day Uttarakhand became a separate state. So on 2024 it was the 24th anniversary of Uttarakhand's formation. Okay. Now Uttarakhand was the 27th state in the year 2000. It was formed, okay, and it became the 27th state. Okay, it was carved out from where? From Uttar Pradesh. Okay, so Uttarakhand was carved out from Uttar Pradesh in the year 2000 and it became the 27th state. So recently on November 9th, they celebrated their Uttarakhand Divas, their foundation day, which was the 24th anniversary. Okay. Now let's look at some, strategic points about Uttarakhand. Now, originally Uttarakhand was called Uttaranchal. Okay, the state's name was changed from Uttaranchal to Uttarakhand in the year 2007. Okay, now Uttarakhand shares the international borders with which countries? With China. Okay, that is with Tibet. Okay, which is a part of China, and Nepal in the east. Okay, so China is to the north of it, and Nepal is to the east of Uttarakhand. Now, this again is very important that this is known, Uttarakhand is known as lands of gods, Dev Bhumi. Okay, Uttarakhand is called Dev Bhumi. This is again important for your GK. Okay, remember this point. Now, Uttarakhand has two capitals. Okay, Bhadari, it is the summer capital, and Dehradun is the winter capital. So, Uttarakhand has two capitals. Remember, okay. Pushkar Singh Dhami is the current Chief Minister of Uttarakhand. Pushkar Singh Dhami. Okay. Now let's see the next point of current affairs that we have. The NTPC Limited is celebrating 50 years of powering India. So NTPC, the National Thermal Power Corporation Limited, okay, they have celebrated 50th raising day on the date November 7th. Okay, so this was founded, NTPC was founded in 1975 by the Government of India, and it is India's largest integrated power utility company. Okay, India's largest integrated power utility company, and they have been, continuously providing us with power for 50 long years, right? So they are celebrating that now. Now, NTPC's 50-year logo features an infinity loop symbolizing the growth and excellence. Okay, so their logo contains an infinity loop. Okay, Dr. D.V. Kapoor was the founding chairman of NTPC. So it was founded in 1975, and the founding chairman, he was Dr. D.V. Kapoor. Okay, now let's see some facts about NTPC. Okay, NTPC supplies 1/4 of India's power needs. Okay, so 1/4 of the total power need that India has is provided by NTPC alone. Okay, it is a Maharatna status company, right? So you have to remember that NTPC, since it is in news, you have to remember its status. It is a Maharatna status company. Okay. Now, GEM, Girl Empowerment Mission, is NTPC's CSR program focused on empowering rural girls. So, GEM, Girl Empowerment Mission, this is related to NTPC. Okay, it is NTPC's CSR program. What is CSR? What does CSR stands for? It stands for Corporate Social Responsibility, right? What is this CSR? Do you know? The corporate social responsibility is basically there is a mandate in India that all the corporate sectors, profit making companies, okay, they have to, they have to assign certain section of their profit, okay, certain percentage of their profit for development works or for some social work, okay, so that, they, this is why is this, CSR mandate there, so that the companies, they do not go on, keep on making profit and accumulate wealth, okay, so that they can, do some benefit for the society as well. Okay, so to prevent accumulation of wealth, to prevent that only some companies will keep on making profits and that will not, go on to the any cause of the society, to prevent that, so that these PSUs from their, or any corporate as well, so that they can benefit the society from their profits, so that they can do some social work, some developmental works. That is why this CSR mandate is there. Okay, certain percentage have to be assigned for these kind of works. Okay, so under this CSR program, this GEM Girl Empowerment Mission has been established by NTPC. Okay, NTPC has introduced hydrogen-powered buses, okay, set to operate in Leh as a part of its clean energy initiatives. So now India is moving more towards, India and many other countries as well, they're moving towards what? Towards renewable energy resources, right? Hydrogen is trying to be used as a fuel because it is a cleaner fuel, it's a green fuel, right? And it is also renewable. So for that, this NTPC, they have also invested in this, and they have introduced hydrogen-powered buses in Leh, okay, as a part of their clean energy initiative. Now, NTPC's CO2 to methanol plant, this is another, environment friendly, initiative taken by NTPC. It is a CO2 to methanol plant which has been established at Vidyanchal plant, is a first of its kind globally. So among all other countries, this you can see is one of its kind mission, okay, established by NTPC, a plant in Vidyanchal plant, okay, it converts what? CO2 to methanol, okay, so CO2, it can act often as a pollutant, right? So to convert CO2 to methanol can act again as a fuel, right? So this is a one of its kind, that is, it is a unique, kind of initiative taken by NTPC. Now the next current affairs. Government launches scheme to strengthen medical device industry in India. Okay, so the government of India, they have launched a scheme to strengthen the medical device industry of India. Okay, this will boost the medical device sector and promote self-reliance in medical devices, so that India doesn't have to depend on any other country. Okay, so the purpose, the focus area is to address the infrastructure gaps, right? Gaps in the sense that the infrastructures that India still takes from other countries, so that India doesn't have to depend on other countries for medical devices. This initiative, this scheme has been launched. Okay, this will reduce our import dependency and it will develop a skilled workforce as well. Okay, so there will also be opportunities for employment in this regard, right? So India is trying to build its own medical devices, okay, so that we do not have to depend on the imports. Okay, what is this scheme? Draft, this is a draft, this is in a draft position right now, it has not been finalized yet. Okay, so the draft Drug, Medical Devices and Cosmetics Bill 2022. Okay, this is what has been introduced. Now, what does this say? The Union Health Ministry has released this draft bill in 2022, and what does this say? It aims to replace the Drugs and Cosmetics Act of 1940. Okay, so there was this Drugs and Cosmetics Act of 1940. You can understand how backdated these acts are, right? So it was in 1940, so they are now introducing a new act. Okay, now it is still in a draft format. Okay, if the question is asked, right, that this Drug, Medical Devices and Cosmetics Bill, okay, what is the status of it? Is it a act or is it in a draft position? So it is in a draft position till now. Okay, now it introduces a stricter regulatory guideline and a regulatory body for medical devices. Okay, a new edition for medical devices have been proposed, and it aims to expand and strengthen the regulation over the import of medical devices. So that is the final aim, to reduce the import, so they are trying to regulate it. Okay, now let's see the next point of current affairs. Union Ministry doubles fines on stubble burning to combat air pollution. So again, the time of stubble burning, of air pollution is coming, right? Winter is coming, and during this time, you know, this stubble burning, this takes place mainly in which regions? In Punjab, Haryana, in these regions, right? Especially Haryana. This stubble burning alone causes a lot of pollution in the Delhi region. The smog that forms in Delhi, right? Delhi is very, you can say, infamous for its pollution. So to control this, Union Ministry has now doubled the fine on stubble burning. Okay, under the EPA Act, that is the Environment Protection Act of 1986, the Union Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, they have doubled the fines on stubble burning. Okay, so this is under the Act of EPA Act. EPA Act, the year of EPA Act, you know, this is very important regardless of your current affairs. This is important for your GS section. Okay, remember this one. Now, this measure aims to reduce the stubble burning and address the poor quality of air that occurs in Delhi and the surrounding regions, right? The Commission for Air Quality Management, CAQM Act of 2021, okay, this, you know, puts in these penalties, these fines and all these things, these are implemented through this CAQM Act of 2021, okay. Now, these regulations, this will apply to Delhi, Punjab, Haryana and the NCR region in Rajasthan and Uttar Pradesh as well. Okay, so these are the states where this has been implemented. Delhi, Punjab, Haryana definitely, the NCR region in Delhi, right, the National Capital Region, and also in Rajasthan and Uttar Pradesh. Okay, now these fines are, you know, they go to the state pollution control boards or committees. Okay, the fines that are collected, they go to state pollution control boards or committees. Okay. Now, the Commission for Air Quality Management in NCR Bill 2021. So, let's look into this NCR bill. Okay, based on this NCR bill, only these fines are implemented, and this fine has been doubled. So, let's see a little bit about this NCR bill. Okay. The bill establishes a commission. This bill of 2021, it establishes a commission to improve the coordination, the research, and to solve the problem of air quality issues in the National Capital Region. Okay, and its, you know, adjacent areas. Now, the adjoining areas, which includes the Haryana, Punjab, Rajasthan, and Uttar Pradesh, okay, these regions have been brought under this air quality management bill. Okay. Now, for that, the commission was established. Okay. Now, this violating this bill, okay, whatever provisions this bill, you know, suggests, if you're violating that, then that will lead to an imprisonment, that is, you will be jailed, okay, for up to 5 years, and a fine up to 1 crore can be also put in, or both. Okay, or you can be, you know, punished with both of these things. Okay. Now, farmers are exempt from the criminal prosecution. Okay, the CAQM can instead levy environmental compensation on them. Farmers, you know, mostly say these kind of stubble burning, they mainly, these are done also by farmers. Okay, so you cannot just go on, government cannot just go on to prosecute them. Criminal prosecution cannot be randomly done against any farmer and individual. So farmers have been exempted from it, but instead of this, you know, jailing, or instead of this 1 crore rupees, because obviously a farmer cannot pay that amount of money, right? So instead, the CAQM, they can do what? They can instead levy a, you know, fine, a environmental compensation fine on them. Okay, so under this, now the compensation have been, the fine have been doubled. Okay, now let's see the next current affairs. Bengaluru launches the first digital population clock at ISEC. Okay, so this is the first digital population clock at the Institute for Social and Economic Change. Okay, ISEC stands for the Institute for Social and Economic Change. Okay, so this clock, what is this digital clock? It will show a real-time population estimates for Karnataka and for India. Okay, so Bengaluru is in Karnataka. So this clock, this digital clock, it will show a real-time population estimate for Karnataka and India. Okay. And this project, it is a collaboration between the ISEC and the Union Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. This ministry, you have to remember the name of the ministry, okay, that because often these kind of questions are asked, right? This falls under which ministry? So it is under the Union Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. So they have collaborated with ISEC to form this clock, okay. It is a part of the initiative of this Union Ministry of Health and Family Welfare to install population clocks at 18 population research centers across India. So this Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, they are trying to install 18 such clocks. Okay, in 18 population research centers across India, they are trying to, install this kind of digital clock so that they can get an estimate, they can get an idea about the ongoing population, the real-time population of India. Okay, because the census, the census data that we get, they are usually not real time data, right? So these kind of digital clocks, this will give us a real time estimate. Okay, now let's see the next current affairs. The World Science Day for Peace and Development celebrated on November 10th. So November 10th is celebrated as World Science Day, okay, for peace and development. This was organized by the UNESCO and it has been celebrating it since 2001, okay, to connect science with society. Okay, the theme this year 2024 is Youth at the Forefront. These themes are very important. So this year's theme is Youth at the Forefront. Okay, so this is being celebrated since 2001 by UNESCO. Okay. Now, this theme aligns with UNGA's United General Assembly's recent declaration of the International Decade of Sciences for Sustainable Development. So, 2024 to 2033. Okay, so 2024 to 2033. This decade, this 10 years time span has been, declared by UNGA as the International Decade of Sciences for Sustainable Development. So, science for sustainable development. So to align with this particular declaration, this year's theme, Youth at the Forefront. Okay, now let's look at this International Week for Science and Peace. International Week for Science and Peace. Okay, this is celebrated between November 9th to November 15th, and November 10th is your World Science Day. Okay, this week promotes the role of science and technology in advancing our global peace and cooperation. Okay, so the role that science can play for a global peace and for global cooperation, that is highlighted, that is promoted in this, celebration of this particular week. Okay. Now, IWSP this week, okay, this was first celebrated back in 1986, okay, during the International Year of Peace. So, in 1986, this was celebrated for the first time, okay. Now, that is all the important current affairs that we had. Okay, so we are giving you all the exam centric news. To get this PDF and also the weekly, and we will also launch the monthly PDF, okay, and also the MCQs. Okay, solve the MCQs. We regularly upload MCQs. We have also given a mock MCQ, question paper, and separately we have given you the answers so that you can solve it yourself. Okay. So if you're liking our sessions, please let us know in the comment section. Okay, if you have any doubts also, you can comment it. Okay, so join the Telegram channel Focus Prep Current Affairs. The link is given in the comments only. Okay, so that is all for today. Thank you everyone.